Ahoy toy! Welcome to Transfix, the channel that is deadly but silent. Sort of? I don't know. Tonight we're taking a look at the articulated icons, feudal series ninjas. And I have here the white ninja because I'm a racist? No, because I want a 6-inch Storm Shadow, which we don't have yet, at least not in the classic look. And this is the Storm Shadow I got on my 8th birthday, I think. I've scratched off his Cobra logo because he stood in for Billy, since we didn't have a Billy after we had him introduced in the comics, and I had my other Storm Shadow V2. Yeah, I wish I hadn't done that, of course. Anyway, and I also have the red one because we don't have a good red ninja. We never got a good red ninja. This is kind of a close version that I'll talk about later. But yeah, I wanted to go through these and talk about the upgrade kit. So these are pretty good figures. I left this one in the box so we can see what it looks like here. Unfortunately, these all have the green eyes. I guess they're possessed or something. The first series didn't have green eyes. I think they just had regular eyes. The ones that are available now, I think they all have these green eyes. And some of them are on sale, like the sand-colored one is pretty cheap. You can get it for like 10 bucks. Not sure about these ones anymore. Yeah, I passed the first time around, second time around, thought I'll get them. And I've done a bit of customizing, but not much, so I'll just talk about what I did here. These figures are pretty good. They don't exactly fit in with the classified 6-inch figures, but they're pretty close. That's one of the reasons I wanted to do this video, is to do some comparisons for you. In case you're wondering about doing the same thing, because I'm sure everybody had the same idea when they saw this this ninja here. And of course, the Foosh, who produced these, also had the same idea, which is why you have this arm upgrade kit here, because he comes out of the box with the sleeves on, just like this red one does. So let's do the comparisons first. There is a Zartan figure. These, you know, they don't stand very well. Hasbro likes to put these ratchets, these soft ratchets in the plastic joints, which don't give you the full range of motion. And there's the Snake Eyes, the one that comes with Timber. He's the Alpha Commandos, I think is what they call that set. And here's a Cobra Trooper. So that should give you an idea of the size. Like I said, if you imagine that he's, you know, a slight build. I mean, Storm Shadow kind of got bulkier as time went on in the comics, more muscular looking. Just the art style changes, I suppose. But I would think of a ninja as a, doesn't have to be a hulking massive muscle. He just needs to be silent and stealthy and agile, and, you know, that kind of works, I think. You know, if you put him next to Snake Eyes, of course, it's a bit more obvious. But I mean, if you have him maybe in the back or the front of your display, I think it should work. Let's talk about what he comes with, I suppose. There's a whole bunch of accessories in here that I didn't really want. Okay, so here's the alternate head. This one, of course, you can see the green eyes again. And this difference, of course, is just he's got kind of like the hood wrapped around and tied up at the back. You can see here, this is just the plain type of hood. And he does have a bit of a wash. You know, looks a little bit dirty, but not terribly so. The first version I don't think had that wash, but I'm not sure. And then he also has this hood that you could put on top of this one if you wanted to, so he would look like that. Not very good. But of course, you could also put this scarf on around his neck. I think that would make him look a bit like Strider. And then this could go on top of that, I guess. And then he has a plain... Oh, I forgot he came with this thing. Yeah, so here's a head with regular eyes. And there's a hole in it, because he's got a hole in his head. I guess he's not very smart. Oh yeah, right. It comes with this hair. This hair plugs in, because he's actually a named character. I forget the name of him, but... yeah, he's supposed to be some kind of ninja guy. Hi there, it's Brian from 3 months ago, here to help out. So this character is called Shoken, and here's the box that he came in, and here's the box for the arm kit. Just thought I'd show this off, since I recorded it earlier and forgot all about it. And here's some text on the box. It comes with this harness here that can go around his torso. Oh, here's another, here's a hood, like if you want to put this around the back of his neck so it looks like the hood is pulled down. That looks kind of cool. And he comes with this mask, this kind of Oni mask here. He comes with these, ooh, where did these go? Is this on his wrists? Sorry, I forgot what these are. And a bunch of hands. He's got like the kind of a, this is kind of like a claw striking hand. He's got flat karate chop hands. Fists, of course. a splayed hand. Oh, and a kind of a loose hand, a natural hand. I like that one. And what I've got on here is, yeah, the other loose natural hand and this one. These are on a swivel. Hope I'm not infringing on somebody there. These, they spin around. This is kind of like the, who does this? Figma, I think, does this. And I want to say Figuarts, perhaps. Can't remember. But yeah, that's good. So these peg into a little tiny ball. You have to be careful though, because it's a small peg. And I'm sorry, I'm tripping over my words tonight for some reason. So, and then of course this head here, this is the Storm Shadow style of ninja mask. And you'll notice that, yes, his eyes do look kind of normal because I painted them. So you can't really tell there's green in there. I guess you can now. Gee, I don't know. Yeah, I put a little dot of white on there, but I didn't want to paint the whole thing because I knew I'd mess it up. It's very tiny. So I just put a little bit of white in there without trying to mess up his face, and then a black dot. And of course, the hard part is getting the eyes to look in the same direction. I can always get one eye fine, and then the second eye, I always mess it up, and he's looking cross-eyed, and then I've got to do it all over again. It's not easy, well, unless you have talent. But if you're like me and you're just kind of hacking it, just try to look directly at him and put a little dot in there. I did it with a gosh, what did I use? I've got a little tool I should show you. So these are pretty handy. I got these on eBay, and I can't remember what they're called, but they're for doing nail polish polka dots designs. So there's just a kind of a ball tip at each end. They come in different sizes. This came in like a 5-pack or something, and one end is bigger than the other. So if you have a very tiny one, you can just, it's good for dotting eyes. Just punch them in like that, or you could use a toothpick, I suppose. I think I might have used just a toothpick on that one, not the flat kind, but the pointy kind. Anyway, he's got the standard articulation. These hips do not go up and down. So yeah, swivel, double joints in the elbows and knees, and the usual kind of feet. Pretty much the same as what you expect from a Black Series figure, except for the wrists being different, and just the one neck joint. No neck joint here. Just the head is on a ball, and it does kind of actually have a not swivel. Like there's a hinge. It hinges up and down, but it seems to be stuck very tight at the moment. And then of course this is the arm upgrade kit. So he comes with these arms, more hands. I don't think there's anything special in here as far as hands go. We can get a look at the wrist joint I was talking about. So this swivels. It's 2 halves, right? So it swivels up and down. And then, of course, the hand can rotate around it. Now, what I was really hoping to do was combine these arms with these bare arms. You have to buy the bare arms is a separate kit. So you get the bare arms, and you get these wrist wraps that slide over top of, these are rubber. They slide over top of the bare arms. So they're optional. And, of course, I'm trying to get him to look like version 1 Storm Shadow. Oh, I forgot to mention the other accessories. Of course, the belt is just glued right on here, and he has these this piece here, and this is pegged in. Just as it goes in one rubber peg here that sticks in there, and then he's got these 2 swords, which are painted very nicely. It's got a little gold trim on the you call it the hilt there. I used to know all the sword names. I was really into this ninja stuff back in the 90s, but anyway, that's pretty good. Yeah, and these ones you just oops. I wanted to get the shoulder out. So that's one of the challenges, is trying to separate the right parts, but that's okay. I guess if we heat this up, it would come out better. All right, there we go. So that is the peg I was looking for. There's a ratchet here. You can hear that click. So yes, of course, you remove the sleeved arms and just plug in these arms, put the wraps on, put the hands on. But what I wanted to do is have sleeves. So I mean, Storm Shadow has been appearing in different looks over the years, but he's supposed to have sleeves. He's not supposed to have sleeveless. Well, I mean, okay, so the toy had sleeves, but in the comics and the cartoon, I believe, this sort of angular, this shoulder here would stick out a bit more, right? So he had kind of, I didn't want him to look like he's wearing a tank top, basically, is what I'm saying here. And there's this, this does not flare out like this does. So I thought, well, maybe if I can keep the white shoulder and use the rest of the arm. That might approximate the look I'm going for. Didn't work though, basically. So I did take this apart with some heat, and you can see that these arms are just quite different, right? So the other one, I took that one apart by accident. Let's see if this one will come apart. Of course not. So, all right, here we go. So as we can see, this is another reason I wanted to show you this video. So this big peg is pretty fat, and this one is not. That's no way that's going to fit in there. You'd have to cut it and glue it, and that's what I wanted it to look like. But yeah, so this peg and this peg are totally different sizes. It's funny because that peg is where, what am I doing here? No, this goes into the shoulder. If they just use the same peg over here, you'd be fine. This is the, sorry, that makes more sense. That goes in the shoulder like that, but this will never fit in here. Okay, that's what I'm trying to explain. That just obviously doesn't work. So let's put them back together. At least now we can see the wrap. It's always hard to figure out for me which direction these go, which is the top. I guess the top of his wrist is flatter. And I think that was the hand I had him holding, so he can hold some swords. And we'll put this back on. So that's the arm upgrade kit. That's what I wanted to show you. And the only other thing I did, so yes, so I painted the eyes, I put the arm upgrade kit on, and this little Cobra logo is just a sticker that I ordered from Toy Hacks. Or, yeah, Repro Label is just now called Toy Hacks. They sell more than just Transformers stickers. They have some G.I. Joe logos and GoBots and all kinds of stuff. But this one is just one of their smaller stickers I got from a sheet. I stuck it on there as straight as I could, and then I used a hairdryer or heat gun. I like to do that with these type of stickers just to they sort of melt in, you know, it just really helps it fit the shape of the figure you're putting it on and blends it in better. So it kind of reduces the edge of the sticker and makes it take shape a little bit better. I think something went wrong with my camera there. So I think that's pretty much all I've done with Storm Shadow. Well, let's take a look at the Red Ninja now, and it's pretty nice. Here's the back of the box. In case you want to read that, you can pause that. I'm a little bit obsessed with the Red Ninjas because we never got a proper Red Ninja in the vintage line, and I know they tried. I really wanted a bunch of them because I was a big fan of the Marvel Comics, and Snake Eyes was always fighting the Red Ninjas, well, from time to time. And yeah, we didn't really get a good one. I know that Hasbro sort of gave us a Red Ninja, which wasn't actually red, and a Red Ninja Viper, but probably the closest thing we got was in the 25th anniversary line. I got a whole bunch of these guys, but they don't look right. They just don't look like the comic. They're supposed to look more like this. I even have a Black Major figure, which I got recently. This is the closest that I have, and it's not quite right. I still had to. It's just the Storm Shadow figure, and these come in all different kinds of colors. The closest one I found was this one, and I still had to paint the elbows red because they're clothed except for their hands and eyes, and I also had to paint the face mask red. The cool thing was that this head sculpt exists. I mean, this is the Storm Shadow head, which it also comes with, but I replaced it with this one. It included both. And that is the Sub-Zero head from the Mortal Kombat G.I. Joe figures. And it also had a Red Shadows logo. They come with Red Shadows or Cobra logos, but the Red Shadows one there. So I had to scrape that off with some alcohol, and it still doesn't look right. I have seen, I think they're customs, but using the M. Bison Street Fighter torso, which is really Hardball's torso in red, and different sleeves, you get a better look doing that sort of thing. But there just doesn't really exist a proper Red Ninja. So I thought, well, you know, we're into 6-inch territory now, so I may as well get this. I don't want a whole bunch of them. I'll just get one. Let's get them out of the box. I quite like it. It still has that wash over it, which is fine, I guess. The cool thing is that he just has sleeves, and he actually has different ankles than the Storm Shadow one, which I didn't realize. I mean, the white one. The white one has the wraps around his ankles. This one just has sort of a tie here at the bottom, which is good. That's what I want for the look I'm going for. And he does come with some accessories, not as many as Shoken, but he has the harness, the swords, the hood, and the other head. I should get this out. Oh. Yes, so the hood that you can stick on is over top of the head. It's got this one, which I think I'll keep. And again, the folded down hood, the other head. Again with the there's the green eyes. You can see I haven't painted those yet, but I plan to. And yeah, the harness and the swords. Let's make sure these are painted. Oh yes. And he's got fists. He's got chopsaki hands.
A judo, what's up, jump, jump? A judo, what's up, jump, jump?
Get some focus on here. And the ones he comes with are the gripping hands, of course. The heads are easy to swap. This will just pop right off and you can put on the other one. That does look pretty cool too. The other distinctive feature, well, one of the only distinctive features other than the ninja pajamas of the Red Ninja is those little cat ears that they have in the hood. And there really isn't a head sculpt that has that except for the Sub-Zero head. So in a 6-inch line, I guess I'm just going to have to ignore it. Or, as I say, I'll probably use this because at least it has a bit of a fold on the back and around the side. At least it looks a little bit different. It looks vaguely like that. Black belt here, black this. This is going to stick on his back. You can see there's a hole that goes through there. I forgot that I actually had glued this down on the Storm Shadow. I don't like it moving around, so I glued it down just at the shoulder. And I'll probably do the same with this one, so it stays in place. I'm fine with swords. In the comics, they used all different kinds of weapons, like a kusarigama and nunchakus and all kinds of cool stuff. I think he'll be a nice ninja. This looks more accurate to me to the Marvel comics. And I would get a whole bunch of them, but that's going to be expensive. The other options would be the Marvel Legends now has a nice looking hand ninja, which I have in order, and I'll be chopping this tunic down so it looks a bit more like this. I mean, the Classified series does have a Red Ninja in the line, but it's such a dramatic reinterpretation of that. I wish it had been a different character because it does look very cool. It just doesn't look like a Red Ninja to me. It kind of leans more towards a Night Creeper in a lot of ways, so I would have liked to see them doing something different. Maybe they could use that for some kind of elite Red Ninja or some such. I think that pretty much covers these ninjas. Overall, I do recommend them, especially if you want the classic Storm Shadow look. We are going to get another one in the Classified line. From what I understand, they're not going to have that arm tattoo that we saw in the early artwork, and I think the face mask is going to look more classic. I don't know if it's going to have that sort of silver beak look to it. I don't know about that. And I sure wouldn't hold my breath for a Red Ninja that looks more comic accurate. So I would say this is probably the best Red Ninja you're going to get if you want that Marvel comic look like I do. So thanks for watching, everybody, and good night.